How you doing, family? Going to continue now, and this will be the final movie. I just wanted to open up by leading by example, and since we're in the environment where the virus is plaguing largely the African American and Hispanic communities, minority communities, especially the elders, and now moving to the younger people, I want to encourage you to wear your mask. And this is a simple thing to do, and it's something that I think we need to go ahead and do because it's so simple and it can save a lot of lives. And I'm not going to get into any conspiracy theories. I'm not going to tolerate any of that foolishness. I'm strictly going to be going by facts, information, and wisdom. Okay? We're going to start off with the normal theme. To know truth is to live truth. And we're going to continue on that. And we'll do our normal chime. We're not going to go too heavy into any of that. We're going to keep it moving now. Okay? I do this just to show you what I would do normally if I'm going to get into my meditation routines. And I want to keep everybody focused in that same strategic direction. Okay? And I have to acknowledge, the situation that we're in right now. The elections are about 3 months away. The filthy thing in DC and the Confederate GOP, and their murdering, pipe bombing, killer cultists, Christian cultists, are in full swing because they know they're dying. And you have to be mentally, in sync and aware of that. Don't pretend it's not happening. And you keep your head on a swivel and be ready to break bones, snap necks, and do what you got to do to survive. Because we have to survive. Okay? Now, and I want to extend my condolences. At today's date is June 25th. We crossed over. I'm doing this very late at night. It's best to do it that time because the bandwidth and everything is a lot smoother. And but I have to acknowledge the George Floyd family and Mr. Floyd himself, the brother. Unfortunate is he didn't volunteer to sacrifice his life, but we're going to make sure that his life was not in vain, lost in vain. And we have a few other, two other brothers. One brother was shot point blank in the back, trying to get away from a killer cop. And there's a bunch of these KKK killer cops in blue. That's what they are. Anybody that stands there and allows them to do what they do, you are guilty by association. And so therefore, I'm not, I'm law enforcement, but I don't do corruption. And this filthy thing in DC has ushered in carte blanche to make these filthy Confederates feel that it's okay to kill anybody they want at will without any fear. And they have the corrupt attorney general coming in because this is white supremacy, the myth and the mental illness of white supremacy, realizing that it's about to be wiped out. And so this is still a continuation of what I call the Obama backlash, because Obama helped them, made them face the reality that it is no longer a theory that they're going to be wiped out. It is a fact because he got in and they couldn't get him out. And they didn't feel good about that. They're not happy about that. And so what they're going to do is try to, in other words, the underlying theme is put the niggers back in their place, because they had the nigger in the White House, and so they're going to make sure they put the rest of the niggers back in their place. They will never say it, they will never admit it, but everything they do, their actions, speak much louder than their words. And that's why they're killing people left and right. And it's going to continue. And in fact, it's going to get worse, because they're mentally ill, they're demented, sick, psychopathic people. See? And they've allowed them to exist for hundreds of years. You cannot feed a gorilla bananas for hundreds of years after you done told them for hundreds of years before that you're better than these black people. And so that gorilla is going to get more confident and more bolder, and that's what we're seeing going on right now. And I'm telling you, watch your back, be prepared. And it may get so ugly that we may actually have to start protecting ourselves. We see killer cops in our neighborhoods, everybody lock and load, and you get ready. You're going to have to open fire. That's what we're going to have to do. That they understand. And they don't need, there's no leaders. We don't need any leaders. We don't need no leaders for this. We need spontaneous kicking ass and taking lives. Because listen, if you're gonna die anyway, why not die fighting? Now, I'm not promoting this stuff, but I'm saying, when your back gets to the wall and you can't get no justice from the criminal justice system, and there is no justice right now. We don't have a criminal justice. We don't have any police. Black people don't have a police force at all. What we have is game wardens and prison guards running around ready to kill you at any moment. And if they black and they're on the force and they're standing there watching it go down, they're guilty by association. Color don't matter when it comes to killing black people. Color don't matter. They're not going to help you. They're not going to help you. I'm sorry. The chances of them helping you is over. If they were going to help you, George Floyd wouldn't be dead. I can show you video after video of how many black police officers trying to prove to their white masters that they're just as white and can kill blacks faster and better than they can, as long as they get to keep their job. Now, if I'm wrong, all you black guys, I got tons of black cops, retired cops, and active police officers that are my friends. We go back years, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. This is not a surprise. This is not new. This is something been going on for decades, 10s, 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years, and we still dying. Jesus didn't help Floyd. God didn't come down and strike anybody down. All of that Christian mythology, fairy tale BS, now you know it ain't real. It's about real as a unicorn, heaven, hell, all of that stuff is a lie to keep you standing around and just getting slaughtered. And I got young black males in my life, and I'm training them to kill people. If somebody come after you, I'm not training them to beat them up. I'm training them to take their heads off. And I'm gonna do the same. This ain't no time to be nice. And when I'm going, you know who I'm gonna be nice with? My people. That's who I'm gonna be nice with. I'm not donating no money to any white organization until y'all get up off your asses and you put these troglodytes in their place. I'm all my dentists, and that's another thing. All your purchases, everywhere you go, anything you do, if you don't see a black face, don't spend none of your money with these people. And we're gonna have to go into a quasi-segregation. That's what we need to do. Oh, I'm gonna vote for Joe Biden. I wouldn't give a damn if he bought a puppy as his vice president. I'm going to vote for Joe Biden. Anything to get that filthy thing out of D.C. And you got to be prepared. That filthy thing and those Confederates, these filthy pipe bombing Confederates, they will do anything to win. Anything. Because they know they're dying out. They know they're recessive. Okay? Now I'm going to do my little 5-minute tirade on this, and I'm not going to talk about it no more. I just want you to know where I stand and what my posture is. And y'all gotta, I'm in the gym, back in the gym, getting myself in shape, and y'all gotta do the same thing. This is not a time for games. They are not playing with you. They're killing you. Now, I don't know what motivates other people. And I don't want to hear this both sides crap. I'm not tolerating any of that either. I'm not tolerating no excuses. I'm not tolerating any of this mealy mouth BS that they're coming down with. All I want to see is dirty cops going to jail, getting put to death. That's what I want to see. Okay? And I want to see everybody else that didn't do anything that bad, they need to get death. I want to see some cops getting locked up. I want to see them getting their jobs wiped out. I want to see them lose their homes. I want to see them out in the cameras crying, begging, and telling people, oh, they won't change. I said, okay, well, we'll believe that after a few more you'll get put to death. Because hell, we've been dying forever. So to me, you're looking for mercy, and I told you, I'm not the turn the cheek guide. I'm your guide. I'm not the turn the cheek guide. I'm the break bone, kill people, and do what you got to do to make sure they stop killing you. That's who I am. Now, you got all of these nice. You see, you have to have balance. I have all my professors here. I got all the nice people, Eckhart Tolle, Dianetics, and of course, this is where we're going to focus the rest of these movies. I'm going to do a recap. And you got all these scholars over here. Okay, PTSD, Jeremiah Camara on the far side. You got Brother Curry here, Sister McGrath, and of course, Professor Carver on the top up there. And my book is on the bottom down here. Okay? And so I'm going to focus on my book. But when you need somebody nice, cut this video off and go to the mealy mouth people. I'm in the Black Panther self-defense crowd. Somebody do you be ready to do what you got to do to get, I want revenge. This ain't no turn no other cheek. This ain't no, we're going to kneel down and pray. I'm not kneeling down and I'm not praying to nobody. This ain't the time to be praying. This is the time for kicking ass, breaking bones, and putting people in the grave. That they understand. And I'm not going to say no more about that. Okay, family? This video is, I'm going to do a recap, and we're going to talk about what, let me get this off here. I want to talk with you about recapping everything. Now, I've been working on my book and my manuscript. It's my personal goal that by December of 2020, that book will be in Amazon, ready for you to order and read it. I've done everything to keep it very simple, trying to keep it down to 15 pages. Even the most numbest of numbskulls can read it. Now, it's going to take, you're going to have your vocabulary together. Now, if you're young, 15 and below, maybe close to 18, your vocabulary may be a little skanky, but you're going to have your dictionary out. because I'm not going to talk down to you. I'm going to bring you up. So I'm going to give you the best vocabulary and the best, but I try to keep it simple, even though I'm using, kind of thick vocabulary. But when you start talking about metaphysics and microcosmic and macrocosmic and intuitive intelligence, which is the microcosmic spirit it comes with an intuitive intelligence, and the vehicle form comes with an instinctive intelligence. So these kind of terminologies, there's no other way to say this. And as you start to get into the structure of existence, one of the key things I really wanted to point out, and I want you to keep in mind so you have everything in context. What you were born into, if you were 14, 15, 21, you went through the first 3 stages of physical development, you're born into a world that has evolved over billions, billion, billions of years. Then we went into millions of years. Then we went into hundreds of thousands of years. And in the last hundreds of thousands of years, the form vehicle of the human, okay, which is man of color, hue means color, the human form has evolved. It's still evolving. And it is just evolved to a level where the being that is inside the human is where we get the term human being. The being is really reincarnating and getting better at propelling this form and making it better. Okay, that is just what perfection, infinite perfection does when it comes and it animates a human form. Okay, so you got to understand the reason why you have Confederates murdering people and raping and eating people still. They do all kinds of vile, filthy animals. The reason they're doing that is because the human form is still we're not there yet. We got a long way to go. This is why you got to be kind of serious about this. In terms of you managing your life, you got to understand where we are. And this is why a filthy thing like that thing in DC, that filthy animal, that's why he's able to get so many people to go along with him, because the human form is still jacked up. You gotta remember that and keep that in mind. I don't care how many rockets we send up into outer space. I don't care how many electric cars, and I love Tesla and I'm into it, the technology. I don't care how much of that you see. That's left side brain activity. That's left side brain activity. That's all that is. I'm not impressed by that. Because when you compare all of this high-tech stuff, that's cute. But look at the universe. Look at what God has put into motion. Look at the complexity of the human form, just the human form alone, the billions and trillions of cells and stuff that is run by an organized system, organ systems, subsystems, running an entire organized being. These little jive rockets and these electric cars, they can't even get, they're not even, it's an insult even to try to compare them to what the work that evolution has created, the order has created, that God has set into motion billions of years ago. The order that has evolved over billions and millions of years. I'm not impressed. Let me say it another way. I don't feel that no matter how fancy this stuff gets, don't equate to the work that has evolved, the system that God has put into motion, and it has evolved to where it is right now. Whatever they're doing is on top of what God has already put into motion. So I'm not impressed. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's very nice. I think it's, I acknowledge them, and I, what's the word? I give them praise, and, especially Elon Musk, because I got to give him special stuff, because he is doing a totally non-racial, he is demonstrating the kind of society that we're headed toward. That's why I do Tesla. See, because he's not playing. He's not talking. He's too busy doing. And is he going to be perfect? No. Who is? What is perfect? Perfect is just about doing your best. That's another point I wanted to make. The closest you can get to perfection is the best you can do at the time. That is perfection. Whatever the best you can do at the time. Because you know what? As I said in my previous movies, perfection is something you never reach. What you can do, and you can always do, is be better. That's what you're here to do. That's what you're here to do. Be better. Okay? But you got to understand, and that's why I'm doing this. I did this book. The education system has been created by the same filthy things that have created that filthy Bible. And I'm going to clarify something else. The Bible is filthy, full of lies, and is a total con job. Okay? The people that are believing the crap in the cult of Christian cult, they're just dumb cows. They can't help it. Listen, if somebody doesn't wake you up and show you real truth like I was given at 22 years old is when I got my first awakening. Until somebody does that for you, you have nothing to compare it to. And your brain works on comparative analysis. Whether you're aware of it or not, that's the system that that this form vehicle, it works on comparative analysis. Logic. The logic that runs this works on comparative analysis. And if you have nothing to compare it to, then you go with what you got. And the longer you stay with what you got, and if what you got is wrong and leading you into just being a dumb cow, well then, it is what it is, baby. So when you see somebody like me telling you the real truth, it's just like what Professor Carver said. When somebody tells you and teaches you and brainwashes you into sucking up and hook, line, and sinker, buying into a perfect lie. And once I get you hooked on a perfect lie like a junkie, then when somebody finally comes and tells you the truth, depending on how far you've been sucking on that lie tit, then the truth is unbelievable. And that's why we got that filthy thing in DC right now. That is a culmination of a systemic brainwashing system that you were born into. And until a guy like me made these videos and put it up here on YouTube for you to see, you have nothing else to compare it to. So you're going to suck it up, hook, line, and the sinker. And then when somebody tries to tell you otherwise, your Stockholm syndrome is going to kick in. And you're going to start saying, no, I got to protect my kidnapper, because that's the only thing I've known for decades. So when the rescuers come, you're going to fight them to stay in the system, because listen, he been raping me and everything, but now he's treating me nice. Listen, don't rock the boat. This is what your logic is going to tell you. Don't rock the boat, because your body, your creatures of your environment. So your body's going to say, oh no, listen, I'm finally safe. Don't mess it up, because now I got my boundaries. I know he's going to kill me at any time, or he's going to rape me. At least he stopped raping me. So I'm good now. Don't mess it up. Don't come in here. See, that's how Stockholm Syndrome works. Look it up. And so when I come and tell you to throw that filthy Bible out, your Stockholm Syndrome is going to kick in, because you have nothing to compare it to. You have nothing to compare it to. So what I'm doing is trying to give you something to compare it to. See? Eckhart Tolle, my book. Okay? All of these scholars going to give you the history of the past. Okay? And this history here is that's the history of evolution of the human form. That's all it is. Very little spirituality is going to be, what they call in spirituality is superstition and stuff that they made up from the past. Everybody going through the evolutionary process, just you're making shit up, because you got nothing else to compare it to. This is some is the, and in the process of evolution of the human form, they're going to explain to you where all of the how they created the Bible off of the Egyptian and the Kemetic and the Cushites and the Moors and all that stuff. That's what these, and they're going to teach you how the mutated Africans came out from the ice hundreds of thousands of years later, all mutated and pink and blue-eyed and skinny nose and all of this stuff, and blonde hair and whatnot. But those are Africans that went in the cave. And all this is going to do is teach you how all of that happened. But none of it has anything to do with the metaphysical being. None of it has anything to do with that. Spirituality and culture that they're talking about, that's still physical. That's still all on the physical plane. It has nothing to do with spirituality. It has nothing to do with metaphysics. You know, Professor Carver is telling you what spirituality is. But you got to go to the guides. You got to get into meditation. You got to get into all of the flexing of the metaphysical muscles, which is getting into astral projection and all that stuff. And me personally, I want to make it very clear to you guys. I want you to get in the habit of doing what I do. My whole lecture series has been about empowering you with all of the tools you need for you to define everything for you. I don't want you to follow me. I want you to follow anybody. I want to break up that whole paradigm. I want you to develop your own system of defining everything in your world for yourself. Okay? And the reason why I want to do that is because unless you learn how to discern truth from BS, then we going right back into another trick bag. And that's what we got to stop this. The spiritual and the human form combo cannot evolve by doing the same things and expecting a different result. No, we can't make compound mistakes. It's okay if we make new mistakes, but we can't be making the same old mistakes again. You know, that is what the law of attraction is trying to teach you. Don't make the same old mistakes. You can make new mistakes, no problem. but don't make the same old mistakes. That's why you want to learn about the past. Because you know how you know the past is mistakes? And I can tell you, it's not really necessarily mistakes. You got to understand the rhythm of evolution that God has set into motion. And in my book, I try to explain to you that the word omnipotent means that you know everything already. And you can create everything you want through the law of attraction already. Omnipresence means you're everywhere at the same time. So time itself does not exist for you in a metaphysical form. Now that's what you are, okay? But I also drew a conclusion, and this is my own personal view, because there's nothing else that anybody has ever said to explain to me. Well then, if you have all of those powers, why would you create a clumsy, dumb, brute form that is still evolving and trying to get it together, and then you reincarnate in every life back into this form, right? And you have no memory of anybody from your last life. And I defy anybody to come up and tell me that they can remember. I don't want to hear no theories. And prove it. That you can remember anybody, anything from your last life. And the average is what I'm looking for. I'm not talking about the exception to the rule. Exceptions is, you can always have exceptions. I'm talking about the average person. What does the average person do? See, don't play games, because I'm not accepting no shorts. I'm not going to accept any games. And I know for a fact nobody's going to be able to come and do that. So I'm going to accept the basic average, what I see. And here's the thing. I'm deciding what I'm going to believe. And I want you to decide what you're going to believe. I'm just sharing with you the things that I have decided I'm going to believe. And I you know what I've decided? And I gave you my motivation long time ago. Because anytime anything go wrong, the only one's going to pay is going to be me. And damn it, if I got to pay, well, I'm going to call the shots. Now, y'all can do what you want to do. But if I'm going to pay for anything that goes wrong, then I'm going to define everything for myself. And you know what allows me to do this? Is the law of attraction. I'm going to work with that sucker until the wheels fall off the cart. Because you know why? That's the one thing that I can do that I control. Nobody else. And I'm not looking for nobody else to blame. I'm not even going to take that ride. See, I'm totally free. And I don't need nobody else's money because I make my own money. I do my stock market. I can do graphic design. I do my own business. Oh, I got all kinds of things I could do to make money. So I don't need your money. I don't need you to donate. I don't need to scare the hell out of you by telling you that the world is going to go up in a ball of flame and you better believe in Jesus and therefore give me your 10% every month so you can go to heaven and Jesus is going to be there to wait for you. Ain't nobody ever been there, ever seen it. Nobody knows. It's just a bunch of BS. But it's a great con. And if I scare the hell out you got nothing else to compare it to. And you can't even prove that what they're saying happened. But you know what? It's so goddamn scary that you not willing to take the chance. See? And that whole merry-go-round and con job, y'all can take that ride if you want to. I'm not taking it. I'm using the law of attraction. I'm using the information that I have been taught by a cross-section of scholars who have said repeatedly that you are an infinite being, and Professor Carver coined the phrase, having a human experience. Now, I'm a pick and choose what I'm going to decide to accept. And I decided to accept that. See, I decided it. Because I'm going to be the one to pay. And that's what I want you to do. You do what you want to do. You see, but my goal, my job is to explain to you the tools that are out here and the logic that I am using to make and form my own beliefs for myself. Love Professor Carver, Professor, Dr. Jeffries, Professor Smalls, all of these doctors and great scholars and great people. Love all these people. Appreciate everything they're doing for me. Really do. And I honor them. Okay? But the moment you're born and your parents get you through to 18 to 21, that's your life. And there's nobody else can live your life for you but you. So you're the only one that can live it. You're the only one that's going to pay when something goes wrong. You better be the only one defining everything in your life for yourself. And when shit goes wrong, don't blame Jesus. Don't blame God. Blame you. See, when you accept that, you're a free person. And that's what I want you to be, free. And there's responsibility that comes with freedom. You have to develop a cadre of principles and morals and guidelines and things that where your boundaries are. No, I don't do that. I don't go for that. Now, you can laugh all you want, but I don't go for that. I don't do that. I don't disrespect elders. I don't do abuse children. I don't try not to curse around children. Those are my guidelines. You have to set your own. And I don't need no church to tell me how to behave. I decide how I'm going to behave. You decide how you going to behave. It don't matter. You don't got to go to no church. You don't need no Bible to tell you how to behave. If your parents raised you halfway right, and you ain't even don't need your parents. Your parents can be jacked up, but you can see other people's behavior, and you know what good behavior is. But the question is, are you strong enough? Do you have enough strategies and self-defense and to stand up for what you know is right? Have you training yourself to be able to be tactically able and capable of doing whatever you need to do to make sure your environment stays policed? Are you teaming up with other people of a like mind that are going to make sure that your environment stays policed and protected? That means your political affiliations need to be together. Your community, that's going to happen in your community. Are you locking elbows in a chain so that you are getting back up in strength because you're being supported by other people that you are supporting in your community? You got to do all of that at the same time. There's no one before the other. In the building process, maybe yes, but the goal is you got to do a little bit over here, do a little bit over there, multitask. See, you ain't got time to be driving around watching no TV and reading no damn Bible. Throw that damn thing out. You got to be tactically prepared to navigate and negotiate this life so that you can have joy, peace, and happiness. You're going to have already peace of mind when you threw that damn Bible out and you stop believing them damn lies. And everything, you are responsible for everything. You see? So you don't look to blame. Never mind that. You're looking to staying in control and controlling the peace of mind because you're throwing out all the garbage and you're learning from the wise people and you're gaining wisdom and knowledge and you're keeping it in your war chest. And so now your chest is getting stronger, shoulders are back, head up, you're confident and you're secure and you're not scared. That's the number one thing. You ain't scared of nothing. In fact, you're confident and you're sure about what you do and what you believe. Doubt is gone. So you got rid of doubt. You got rid of the first one is fear, paranoia, fear, and terror. That's on one finger. Doubt is in yourself and your judgment about what you decide you're going to do. Once you get rid of them two, only thing left is peace, strength, security, confidence, love of yourself, because you don't have any doubt. Okay? This is what I want for you. And the only way you're going to get that is you got to get your knowledge bank tightened up. You got to have tools like the law of attraction so you can get your finances going on. Okay? You're going to do your politics. You're going to follow the pyramid principle that Professor Jeffries, Dr. Jeffries has given us. And that's on you to read that. You're going to use the history of your past to understand the kind of filthy animals that are running things around here. And you're going to make sure you stay clear of all of that, because some of that you can't do nothing about. So you got to have your happiness in spite of the filthy things. The filthy things are going to always be here. So you're going to have your joy and your happiness in spite of them. You're going to build a world, a social environment of people you network with, socialize with, and build your village with. Okay? And there could be some white folks in there. There's some good white folks out there. Elon Musk is one of them. You know, he's just a person who happens to be white. That's the best way to look at it. So I don't want you to use this destruction of black civilization and African civilization, all this African history and all this stuff as to become another biased person. You know, bias is not going to work in a harmonious vehicle that works with all of the components and all the organs work together in the organism. See, black people are an organ. We're one organ. We're the main organ, but we're still just an organ. Now these mutated black people have come into the game. Now you have Asians, you have Arabs, you have Hispanics, Latinos. I know they don't like that term, but you know what I mean? You have all these different kinds of, and then you have Native Africans, Native Americans, Native Filipinos. You got people all over the world. And all of them are different organs. They called, instead of using the word organ, they use the word culture. And they use the word racial or whatever they call that thing. It's not like ethnicities. Okay? And it's diversity. And just like your body is diverse organ. You got a heart, you got lungs, spleen, kidneys, bone, central nervous systems, blood vessels, veins. All of these are different components, ethnicities, working together within the body politic of a globe called Earth. We ain't even get into God. Forget that. Just the globe called Earth and all the trillions of systems that are running this relatively in harmony. Every now and again you get an earthquake, you get a fire, you get, a virus goes around, wipes out a few people. It's all form. You don't die. There's your other power. You don't die. Now you can choose to believe that or not. Okay, but if you don't believe it and you buy into this Bible crap, I feel sorry for you that you even contemplate making that decision. I really feel sorry for you. And all of this ocean of knowledge, facts, and wisdom, if you still try to rationalize, you know what you're going through? It's called Stockholm Syndrome. Look it up. It's like saying, Master, we sick. Malcolm X said it beautifully. Master, we sick. Like you were part of the master's deal. You're so desperate to be a part of something. See, that's what they do to you when they miseducate you and they leave you as an empty vessel. Your brain is empty. They never gave you nothing. Well, I'm giving you what you should have gotten. Okay? Now, if you choose not to embrace it, one way or another, you will embrace it. Because what I'm telling you is the evolutionary process and where we are on that track. I didn't put this into motion. I'm just telling you where we are on that track. You don't have to believe me. But I tell you one thing, I always told my kids, and I said this in many other points in the movies in the past, those who will not listen shall feel. And that filthy thing in DC, he will make you feel. Oh, believe that. So you better get on board with something that's going to help you to build an environment, a network of people that's going to help you to have peace, joy, and happiness in your life. Confidence and security. Strength and power in numbers. And your people that you're associated with. And listen, we don't have to have the president. We don't have to have what do you call it? But I tell you one thing, when they come on this block and they step into my environment, you think those killer bees or something? Listen, and y'all all better have that, because the only thing these filthy things, these Confederates, and these demented mutated black people, only thing they understand is lopping off heads and killing their asses. See? And I don't live here, but I will go there gladly. And then after I take them out, I go right in that bed and sleep like a baby. I mean sleep like a baby. Wouldn't have a nanite of guilt. Because I know I just took a filthy murderer off the table. Gotta fight fire with fire. That's the only thing they understand. Know your enemy. Know how to put the fear of God in their ass. And that, they will respect you after that. Why do you think they don't respect Obama? They don't have no respect for him. Because he didn't put their foot up their ass like he should have. See, and if he hadn't done that, they'd respect him a lot more. They wouldn't even talk about him like they do right now. But he was trying to get along, go along, and get along. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can do it to a certain extent. Diplomacy has its place. But you can't come to a gunfight with a knife. You heard what Mitch McConnell told him? I'm going to make sure that you're a one-term president. I'll make sure you never get no federal appointments at all. And he never explained why. Obama knew why. He said, because you're the product of a black man and a white woman. You are the embodiment of the end of our race. He didn't have to tell him that. Obama knew it. He was trying to be diplomatic. And then Hillary came up and was trying to be diplomatic. Going up against a damn Confederate. A barbarian, Trump, and his barbaric followers. That's like bringing a feather to a gunfight. And the man is standing behind her during the debates, and she didn't turn around here and tell him, get from behind me, you filthy thing. You've been raping women and molesting women. I don't trust you. If she'd have said that in the very beginning, she'd have took his head off in front of everybody, and they'd have said, whoa. Because the people that were watching in the audience are not much brighter than he is. And they're looking for which way are we going to go, because they're going to run to whatever side is going to win. But they ain't used to standing on their own and fighting for nothing. They just want to find out who's going to be the winner. We're going to run over there and they don't give a damn how filthy and nasty he is. They're going to run over and be sick. Look, listen, hey, I got this check coming in. I got my money coming in. Dumb brute. They don't have no spiritual base behind them. So believe you me, the vast majority of people watching this damn TV and they believing in that damn Bible. The vast majority of people are like that. And the only ones trying to be nice, there's like a middle group of independent, but there's some people who will solidly know they're barbarians and they're going to stick with that. And then they got the righteous ones, the Democrats, the decent ones. They're always trying to be nice to the barbarians. And the barbarians say, we don't have no damn respect for you at all. And the first chance we get, we're going to kill your ass. And we're going to dominate you and make your life a living hell. Because you're promoting diversity, and we hate diversity. We're used to having it all for ourselves. You got to understand that. When you're in war, you got to understand where your enemies are. See, I'm not creating the enemies. I'm just identifying them. That's what this whole process of what I'm training you guys and guiding you is, to show you what and where you are. And you got to identify the brutes and the barbarians. And all of the lipstick they put on the pig to try to say, oh, I'm not a brute, I'm not a barbarian. Go by what they do. When you see them caging up babies, snatching them from their parents and stuff, that's immoral, evil. I don't care who you are. That's immoral and evil. And I don't need nobody to tell me. And when people come to me, oh, don't tell me to don't say that. Because then I start thinking you one of them. That's how I roll. That's how I roll. There is no middle with barbarians. You either see them as barbarians and you're with me in controlling them and keeping them filthy things in check so that we can have a decent world, or you with them. And then I look at you and cut your ass off, and I start looking at you as the barbarian. You with them because you're helping them. You help them by not doing anything. And my grandkids and all my kids got to come up in this. So I'm sorry. Okay? That's how this is. Okay, so now what I want to do, oh boy, I went almost a whole hour. But these things are going like they're 2 hours now. And this is the last one. This is the last movie of Lecture Series 2. Movie number 40. Actually, movie number 20, because each lecture series I only do 20 movies. Okay? And so this movie now, I'm going to do a recap. I opened up and started out by explaining to you that my concept of the structure, the anatomy of this existence is confirmed by Professor Kaba when he gives you the archaeological breakdown and the step-by-step billions of years with the Shabaka stone, millions. This is what they theorized back then. Thousands of millions of years ago, somebody created a Shabaka stone, as he talks about, and he breaks down. But basically, everything Sheikh Anta Diop is telling you in his book, everything Kaba's telling you in his book, John Jackson in his book, Iceman Inheritance, Destruction of Black Civilization, all of these books here are explaining to you the archaeological past of the physical form evolution. Okay? And in Africa, the river valleys and where all life began, whether it's in Brazil or the river valleys in Africa, this is where all life began. And everybody was black. There was no such thing as white people. There was no ice age at that time because there weren't a lot of people on the planet at that time. So you're going to go through all of that knowledge but this is about the form. And see, one thing I realized when reading all of this stuff over the last 45 years and stuff, I realized one thing. You gotta look at this. And again, this gets into critical thinking that I'm trying to teach you. If all these human forms before now did all of these things and drew all of these conclusions and left evidence of everything that they have been doing, which distinguishes the intuitive intelligences from the instinctive intelligence, which is the animals, okay? You got to ask yourself, use your critical thinking, logic, and conclusions. All of these things happened millions of years ago, hundreds of thousands of years ago, thousands of years ago, tens of thousands of years ago. And now we're down to thousands of years ago and hundreds of years ago. And where are all those societies now? Where are the Mayans? We know what the Europeans have evolved into as the Africans crawled back out of the things after thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years in the ice. They became these blue-eyed people, humans. Okay, that's just the form. See, I don't get hung up on that. It's just the form. But you got to ask yourself, where are the Egyptians? Where are all the Moors? Where are all these people? All these they got plenty of archaeological finds, forks, knives, weapons, and things like that. But you notice one thing consistently over and over and over again, and the evidence is so overwhelming, you have to be a moron or a fool to pretend you don't see it. And I don't care what color they are, because I don't do race. I'm telling you, I'm free of all of that stuff. I love being black. I love being a black person. I was sitting here listening to my Anita Baker. You can't tell. Ain't no white person can make nothing like that. Anita Baker? So I love being a black person. I pray in my next life that I will be a black person. But you know what? I'm beyond that. That's what I want. But whatever the universe throws at me, I'm going to make lemonade out of it. Okay? I just pray to God they don't make me white. That's one thing in the world. I'm going to tell you, I do not want to be a white person. And if I can use the law of attraction to define my next life, oh, you better believe I'm going to be the blackest, blue-black person I can conjure up in my mind. Because I don't want to be no kind of ways white. I have not drank that Kool-Aid. I never once in my life wanted to be white. I don't care how many billions and millions of dollars they got. Every time I look at them, I feel sorry for y'all white folks. And if y'all got any sense, find somebody black that can tolerate, being with you and mate with them. So you can get rid of that, because that's not normal. You can't function out here in the sun without getting cancer and all kinds of things. That's nature telling you. You gotta fix your form. You have to fix it. And if you keep trying to mate with other whites, you're not helping yourself. You're gonna really create, it's gonna be tough. you know, and you don't have to do it. I mean, you can just stay white if you want to. I mean, you know, that's just my personal thing. I don't want anything to do with that. But getting off topic, get back. You got to ask yourself, where are all these people? Where are all these societies? I mean, the conclusion is everything dies, everything evolves, everything changes, everything, the forms and the cultures and all these things evolve into something else. And the old ones are like dead bark on a tree. They peel off and they go away. This is all physical form. Don't get hung up on it. Culture and all that stuff is cute, nice. Music, beautiful. Writing, art form, poetry. Oh, this is the stuff of life that this is what we need to pay attention to. But that too is not going to last. You don't focus. I'm not saying you should focus on this, but I'm just making a point here so that you understand and you keep your mind and your center focused on things that are permanent. And the only thing is permanent is evolution itself. That's the only thing that is permanent. None of these memories, even that I'm going to have now through this whole life, none of it is going with me into the next life. So it's not permanent. The memories are not permanent. So that's why I'm creating this system. Because the one thing that must happen is you must be awakened. Your essential self must be awakened with each lifetime. And so that is permanent. The awakening must become systemic. That's why wrote this book. The awakening must become systemic. If I accomplish nothing else in this life, if I can do that by me writing my book, that's part of making it permanent. By doing these videos, that's part of making it permanent. And it's gradually, little by little, it's going to become a part of a system where people will understand you must awaken the microcosmic God that is within you every lifetime, because it's going to come in with a blank slate every time. It's going to forget what it was. And the universe set this up. That's my concept. So that it will always be on an endless journey of new, aha, oh wow. It's like an awakening, oh wow, a realization of something new. See, that which knows everything is going to put itself in a position where it knows nothing. That's the law of opposites. That's what balance, so you got to balance that off. The way perfection and knowing all things, you have to balance that off with an ignorant micro spirit that has to be awakened and rediscover all over again. See, that creates a journey. It makes perfect sense. See, and that's all I'm saying to you. It just makes perfect sense. That's all I'm giving you is a suggestion. I'm telling you how I'm living. Now, y'all can figure it out if you want to, but I'm too busy into living, and my job is to just explain to you how I'm living and how I got to be the way I am, and the logic and the principles that I'm using that guide my life, and the powers that I'm still working on developing, because I'm still growing. I'm still discovering new things. That's why I will continue to read. I will continue to read the power of now. And another thing, I want to bring that up to you. I read some of Professor Carver's book. I read some of The Power of Now. I wrote The Law of Attraction, quite honestly with you. The exercises change, but there's only one law of attraction. How you make it more effective, tactics and strategies may change, but there is only one law of attraction. The goal is to get whatever you put in your mind to see it manifest out in this world. That's what the law of attraction is all about. That's what life is all about. And the awakening, the discovery, and the fascination with the things that your particular body form is born with. That's genetics. You have to discover through a process of trial and error and pushing this body form to see what you can get it to do. What is it best at? By the time you're 21, you should pretty much know what you're best at. See, me, I'm a critical thinker. I'm a technician. I am a person who fixates and focuses, and I'm fascinated how things work. That's what this form is good at. Photography, weapons, marksman, sharpshooter, martial arts. That's what I'm good at. Mechanics, driving, expert driver. That's what I'm expert at. Physical fitness, cleanliness, order, and structure. That's what I'm good at. My form is good at that. See, I know what my skills are, and I'm always pushing to be better. See, and I believe, this is what I believe, as long as I'm doing that, I'm fulfilling my purpose. And I already have drawn the conclusion for myself what I believe is the will of God. It's evolution. And I have all the evidence everywhere to validate it. Cycles is the underlying operative tactic that is in motion here. And it underlies everything. So a cycle is just another way of saying repeat. You have to repeat things. Law of attraction, or you got to do big time repeating. Big time. Okay? And that's what the recap is here. We understand now the function and the anatomy of the human form, which is sitting within a time-space continuum, as Professor Carver and my brother, his last name is Brown. I was trying to remember the name. Warren. His name is Warren Brown. He's the brother. And they were the Brown family that lived on the 3rd floor in Eden Mall projects in the Bronx, New York. That's where life began for me on a more mature level. You know, a lot of fun, beautiful people. Unfortunately, a lot of them have went off and done some other crazy things, but that's life. That's life. Okay, so we understand that this is where we are. The evolutionary process, this is where we are. People are more spiritual now than they have ever been before. People are practicing yoga, meditation, and throwing that Bible out and getting down to the real work of evolving and mastering the human form. Okay? More than ever before. The Catholic Church, the Christian Church, and all these religions are dying out. They're going to be replaced as all things in existence are replaced. That's what God has set into motion billions of years ago. This is not me doing anything. This is God's will. And you know how it's God's will? Because it keeps happening. Look at all the other religions and cultures in the past. You see plenty of dust and bones and dead stuff, and the forms that they used to express their culture and all that stuff. The forms are gone, and now we're the replacements. And soon these forms are going to be dust and dead and bones, and somebody's going to come later on, and there might be some kind of thing, catastrophe. So what? So what? You use the form. The form doesn't matter. You're an infinite being having a human experience. The human is going to expire, but the being is going to move on to the next human form or the next whatever. See, when you're with God, you don't care because you know you can't die. I mean, you see, after a while, all of this logic should be coming full circle for you. And as it comes back around, you should get more confident, more secure, more at peace within your mind, and you're not nervous to say things that other people are terrified to say. They're terrified to even think it. That's how much Stockholm Syndrome they're knee deep in. They're neck deep in. Stockholm Syndrome, terror of a lie. And they're so scared to stand on their own, they're willing to protect the lie and perpetuate a lie rather than stand on your own and be free. Just the idea of that terrifies people. Because how can you ask a sheep to guide itself, learn how to guide itself? A sheep? You gotta be kidding me. But that's what you gotta stop being. You gotta be willing to stop being a sheep. Get some balls, get some guts, get some stamina, have some bravery about yourself, and have some respect for yourself. And you either believe in God and what has been set up, or you don't. There is no middle path. That's what Yoda said. You either believe in the Force and use it, or you just don't. You do or you do not. That was the principle that they were trying to teach. One of the principles they were trying to teach in the movie Star Wars. That's what I'm saying. You got to throw that Bible out because it's full of contradictions. And you cannot, there is no contradictions when it comes to God. Not if you understand and you have the knowledge that I'm giving you about God, anatomy of existence, power of belief. Believe in what? The structure and the order of the anatomy of this existence, which points an arrow all the way back to the very beginning. It's going to hit a point, come to a singularity, a single point, a single thought, a single beginning. All the evidence is there. You just have to have eyes to see and ears to hear. And that's what I said in the very beginning of the first movie. And if you want to know the truth, you got to put it into practice and put it in the living of your life every day. And it's not going to be all work. It's going to be a lot of joy, a lot of freedom, and a lot of happiness. And I got to tell you about this thing that happened to me just day before yesterday. I'm in Florida now, taking care of my mom, and I was driving to, I forget where I was heading. Well, I was going down to the Tesla dealer. I wanted to see the new Model Ys that are now in the showroom. And I got stopped by the light at Powerline Road and Atlantic Avenue. And there was a brother who was, soliciting money with the handout. And, and I honked the horn and I had the windows down already. And I always keep my lotto money in my pocket. And I whipped out $4 and I gave it to him. And he stopped and he said, wow. He said, what is going on? He said, boy, you got something going on with you. He said, I got chill bumps just from looking at you. And when he said that to me, I was so surprised, to say I'm just, and these indicators, and just out of nowhere, I give money out to people all the time. But for some reason, that brother, see, that's what I tell you. Universe is going to talk to you, and it can come from anywhere. And that brother said, he said, wow, he said, whatever you're doing, he said, brother, keep doing it. He said, because you gave me chill bumps. Wow. I said, all right. I said, all I told him, I said, listen, I just try. He said, well, you doing more than some trying, you know. And they said some other crazy stuff. But, you know, the point was made. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. And what I said in the very beginning, when you start living the truth and you become free within, it's what Lauryn Hill said. Once you get right within, the winning energy is going to show up. Other people are going to see it. They won't know what it is, but they're going to see it in your body language. You're going to give off an energy. See, that's what law of attraction teaches. You are an antenna, and if your thinking patterns are right, you're sending out cyclic waves of energy that is going to be picked up by certain sensors. Other people's senses are going to pick up on your waves of energy, the energies that you are sending out, which is telling the universe what you want, okay, and what you have, and you're going to become magnetic. But that's just one aspect of righteous living. That's just one aspect. What I'm teaching you is you got to kind of look at the movie Kung Fu. It's like you have choices. How do you want to live? Eckhart Tolle, he focuses on one thing, not being identified with this form. And I took that tool, and that has given me another step of confidence. I'm not worried about dying. Now with all of that, because I don't die. So I got that in my toolbox. That boosts my confidence. I know I've taken training in martial arts and I'll never need it, because I said I'll never need it. But if anything happens there, so life brings all kinds of stuff. I'm ready to break bones. I'm ready to take people out. I have my gun, my training on how weapon training. I know how to use that. Push come shove. I know if I have to use it, I'm ready. I'm in the gym working out, physically fit. I'm eating right, colon cleanse, vitamins, supplements, exercise all the time. I'm ready. Meditating all the time, trying to do the best I can in all those fronts. I'm ready. My mental state, paranoid, superstition, religions, spiritual voodoo vadong and Yoruba and all this killing chickens, and I have decided that's not gonna be in my life. I know of it, I'm aware of it, but it don't scare me. I don't die. You scare everybody else that dumb, stupid, don't know better. I done been experienced with all that stuff. The superstition, snakes biting on people, and all that stupid crap that these Christians are doing, and all these movies they making about Van Helsing and all of these devils and exorcism and all that stupid crap that don't exist. Maybe some mentally ill people that are doing some stupid stuff out there, but that's mental illness. They ain't got nothing to do with no doggone exorcists and Linda Blair and all that stupid crap, zombies and all that stupid crap. That's like I said in my first movie. Don't get into nothing stupid. Okay? And whatever, you know what stupid is? Whatever you decide is stupid. Okay? And I decide what's stupid. And I ain't doing nothing stupid. I'm not helping nobody start no cults or none of this crap. I'm not doing none of that. I'm living a pure life, free, confident, wealthy, with money, big time, and a whole lot of backup. So when they roll up on me, and listen, I'm putting it out there. I ain't doing this shit on Facebook changing my name. I want everybody to know who I am. Listen, when you roll up on me, and if you got some kind of negative shit in your game and you think you're going to roll up on me and just walk over me, I'm warning everybody. Walk light and come correct. Because I'm not playing. You see, my brother, Nation of Islam, Farrakhan, Black Panthers, that's me. You see this line up here? You see these colors? That's me. I'm not nice. I'm just telling you how I want to be. But if you come incorrect, and I will enjoy it. I'm going to tell you, be honest with you. I enjoy taking out dumb brutes and evil people. I enjoy that. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'll kill him in a minute. Get in that bed and sleep like a baby. I enjoy that. Because you know why? See these young people over here, my grandson, my granddaughter, and my son right there? Well, I'll kill somebody in a minute. I'm 60-something years old. I have lived the best life any black person can expect. And there's others betters, but they don't know what I know. They're not scared to die. They know they can't. They don't know they can't die. I do. That's what I'm living from and through. So there ain't no fear here. Nervousness is a totally different ball game because you're in physical battle. You're going to be nervous. Being brave doesn't mean you're not nervous. Brave is kicking ass and taking heads in spite of your nervousness, in spite of facing imminent death. So you just don't see. Now I don't want to get taken out because I want to stay in the game and take some of them out. See, that's the only thing. I want to play to win. But if it means somebody got to go, well, I'll go for it. I'll fall on a grenade to protect my children and my elders right here. Yeah. I'll fall on a grenade for them. But I'm not going alone. I'm going to throw some grenades when I drop on one. I'm going to throw one back on them. I'm taking 2, 3 of them out with me. See? And that's just how it is. And I've said that before. But now we've covered that. We've talked about the instinctive intelligence of the human form. We've covered that. I explained to you about the intuitive intelligence that these things do not, they might talk about it. But when that brother stopped me on when I gave him that money and he said what he said, that was validation for me that intuitive intelligence and the metaphysical spirit and the law of attraction, all of that is working. Because he don't know me from Adam. I don't know him from Adam. He just came up and said that. That's how the universe is going to talk to you. Now, Professor Cobb and them call it the ancestors. I have no way of validating any of that. I'm not saying I deny it, but I neither deny or believe in ancestors because I can't remember anything that happened in my last life. So I can't embrace something that I have no evidence to validate. But I'm not going to deny it either because stuff is happening. See, but I attribute it to the karmic law enforcement agency that God has put into motion billions of years ago. And it has evolved to this level of efficiency that my thinking and my following the principles is giving me the payoff, is giving me the backup. See, I'm getting backup from the karmic law enforcement agency because I'm thinking and believing righteously. See? That's all I'm doing. And it's effortless. It's effortless. I'm not, see, to you, it sounds like work, because if you can't sit quiet in a room, like this room is quiet right now, if you can't sit quiet in a room and love yourself and marvel and be fascinated by the complexity of what appears to be a still room that appears to be nothing going on, what appears to one person as nothing going on, to me there is so much going on in this quiet room right now. I can't even explain that to you. And if you can't see it, all I can tell you is keep doing the work. Keep working on yourself. You will see this. And once you see what I see, you'll know that you are never alone. I don't know about the ancestors. I'm talking about right now. I can feel the energy of it, all the billions of years before me. So in that sense, if those are ancestors, yes, I feel the ancestors. But I got living ancestors. See, I got the dead ancestors is cool. I mean, not dead, but the ones that are not on the physical plane right now, the metaphysical ancestors, the spiritual ancestors that are there, I can feel them. Okay, because my Aunt Esther Roll, from Good Times, see, I remember her. I feel her now. My grandmother, I feel her now. But you know, the only ones I feel are the ones that interacted with me in this life. If you didn't interact with me in this life, I don't know you. I don't remember you. So all we have in this life is what we remember. All this knowledge and wisdom over here is what we remember. That's what the awakening is all about. You have to be reminded of what you are. And once you're awakened, you reconnect to all of this wisdom. You reconnect. So in that sense, yes, ancestors, yes. But, and I have seen YouTube stories about what people who are quote unquote white having memories of another life, some spiritual being of his ancestral line coming into him, and he was telling the parents that this, I feel like somebody else. It can happen, but that is the exception. It's not the rule. The general rule is you don't remember nothing from your past life, your silo, and your lineage going backwards. You don't remember nothing from the past life because the universe wants you to be brand new. We want you to discover new things, not the same thing, new things. Your life is going to be, and it must be, different, nuanced, okay, subtle, nuanced, have different idiosyncrasies, different little habits and little ways about yourself, different sense of humor, okay, different. That's what this is. The journey is all about. Discovery of what? Of new things, difference. Something that's more than what you were before. See? But at the same time, if you're a spiritually righteous person, you feel yourself connected to all things because you are God having a human experience. And in that perspective, you are going to feel like you are a part of all things. So what do we say about God? God is what? Omnipotent and omnipresent. See, omnipresent means you are everywhere at the same time, which another way of saying that is you are connected to everything. It's just that right now you have been placed in the perspective of the microcosmic being that you are riding in a human form. See? Now, if you watched all the other videos prior to this, you fully understand what I'm talking about. See? And now you can apply that knowledge now into your living. And it should empower your living and motivate your living and guide your living and give you the sense of confidence about your living so that you are secure in every step that you take. So when you start doing your Tai Chi and you feel the floor under your feet, you feel that the foot that you're using, that your spirit is riding in, you understand the complexity of all of that. See, so life is different for you now. Before, it was just a numb kind of helter-skelter, no real understanding of what you are, where you are, why you are. Your life and your living is more substantive now. You will never be the same. And you shouldn't want to. You want to be better now. You're a better person. You're a more fulfilled person, functioning from the perspective of a micro God, having a human experience. And the confidence that comes with that allows you to take the law of attraction, okay, and start visualizing like a laser beam on what you want. And the more you do it, the better you're going to get. And the more confident you're going to get. And the more free you're going to feel. And the happier you're going to be. And people are going to sense it. They're going to pick it up. Eh? So when they try to drag you into this Christian crap, you're going to say, listen, I have nothing against you. I think what you're doing is folly. And if you want to continue to do that, help yourself. But I will not join you in misleading our young people into the habits, the old habits that have gotten us nothing but more subjugation under the creatures that created that story. And they don't even try to hide it. They tell you it's a creation story. They created it, not based on anything that is spiritual. Not at all. Okay? I'm not going to, and you can say all of that with confidence and pride. And they'll say, oh, and when they say you just say, oh, you need Jesus. You say, oh, the devil is in you. And everything they say, you go, listen, I'm trying not to laugh at you, but you sound like a moron. Based on what are you making such stupid statements? You sound like a fool. And you want the children to see you eat them alive. So the children can say, wow, why did he say that to that person? And I'm going to tell you why you need to do that. Whatever religious beliefs and stuff you have, keep that to yourself. If I didn't ask you, don't volunteer. And do not try to recruit me. I don't need to recruit anybody. That's what these YouTube videos are for. See? And all these evangelicals and these Jehovah Witnesses and all these what they call them, what they call these, there's a special kind of Christian, the evangelical Christians. They come out and they start judging you, and if you don't do this, or oh, if you abortion, and oh, you're gay, and oh, you're all these things, if you any of these things, oh, you're going to hell. Telling you about you, and you never even asked them. See? And that's another thing. your insult level. I wish they would. I eat them alive. I never asked you to judge me and tell me where I'm going to go. What nerve? Who the hell do you think you are that you can come out and just tell people who the hell wait, I'm paying taxes just like you. You're not going to be there when I need some money to help me solve a problem I have. So you can talk all the shit you want, but you ain't nobody to me. And I'm you know, I want to put you back in your place. Back off. You're out of line. You don't have a right to come into my space and violate and disrespect me by defining and telling me who I am. I didn't ask you that shit. Mind your damn business. Back off. And that's what I'm telling you. Have an insult level and be ready to slap the shit out them if they ever try to come disrespect you again. And let me tell you something. You won't have to do that but one time. Because the rest of them will see you're no damn fool, and you can't just roll up on this brother and just spew your crap and your parroting what these preachers have told you that you can do. Yeah, you all better get a check on that, because there are enlightened free thinkers out here, and we ain't gonna tolerate that crap. We ain't gonna even tolerate you saying it in front. Damn, you better not try to say that ever in front of my grandkids, any of my kids. You better not. I eat you alive. Put you in your place. Snap you into place. He'll put you on your heels. Knock you back on your damn heels. Just with my words. See, because I ain't no damn fool. You go back, you gotta go find you a Christian church full of fools. I'm not into that. I don't worship the white man's God. I'm not into that at all. And let's be very clear. That's the white man's God. And he don't even believe in it. So it's just the white man's con. That's all it is. And you can put all kind of lipstick on this pig, folks. You can put all kind of examples of good things that happened to you, and it was because of Jesus and the Bible and all that crap. It ain't gonna work with me, because I'm gonna hit you with science. I'm gonna make you validate what you're saying. Eh? So that's your defense against the Christian cults that are gonna come after you. I got a few more minutes, and I'm gonna spend the rest of this now, and I was leading into it. We covered all of these other bases. Now, at this point, we're going to follow the other two planks of the pyramid concept that Dr. Jeffries has laid out for us. That is the roadmap that I am going to use. That's going to guide mostly everything that I do, and my focus. I already covered the physical, the health issues. That goes along with the politics that you have to be a part of, the socio-political part of the pyramid. Then you have, but at the base of your pyramid has got to be your economics. Then we have the culture and the capstone. I forget what Dr. Jeffries says the capstone. I have to relook at that. But it has to do with the synthesis of everything. But the base of it is the economics. And that's what the next 20 movies is going to focus on. We're going to focus on now economics. Stock market investing, Roth IRAs, regular brokerage IRAs. We're going to focus on the difference between long-term investing and stock trading. We're going to use the law of attraction as another vein of wealth gathering. We're going to start our own businesses as another form of wealth gathering. But you need to understand, when you do get these funds, this money, you need to know how to invest it. And then we're going to talk to you about revocable trust and the 12 or I think there's 7 different things that you have to, or legal documents that you have to get in order. And we're going to talk about networking amongst black folks and make sure we use the black lawyers and the black accountants and the black financial advisors, that we're going to take our money, we're going to make sure it circulates in our community, so that we can continue to build wealth in our own community with our own people, that we can support ourselves. We're going to start talking about building a police force where we're going to police ourselves. We don't want any white police officers in our communities policing our people, because we will never be able to trust them. That is never going to happen. After 150 years outside of slavery and 300 years in slavery, we got a total of 450, bucking up on 500 years. And there's no more shucking and jiving and mamby-pambying and mealy-mouthing and hoping. No more of that. If they were ever going to protect us and ever treat us with equal rights, it would have happened already. It ain't going to happen. So while the rest of y'all could be waiting for them to get it together, I'm joining the camp of the people who say, I don't want no white cops in my neighborhood, period, at all. That's the way I want it. If I can get it my way, that's the way I would have it. And let them, because believe me, when you segregate them into their own community, they're going to start killing each other, because that's what they love to do. You know, and we're going to have some bad cops in our community too, but it won't be nothing like what we have been seeing for the last 455 years. The awakening has begun, and the change is happening. And we're going to start spending our money with our own people. We don't need them. We got rhythm and blues, we got hip hop, we got, oh, you forget about it, dance, entertaining. We got Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey. We got Johnson and John. We got Gugobs of black athletes and whatnot, building schools and whatnot. We're going to start doing our own thing. Screw the rest of them people. And if they prove themselves worthy of our attention, we will whirl around, and with our ancestors behind us and our track record and confidence of what we've done in the past to validate how long our people have been on this planet. Because I'm black this lifetime, and I'm going to be 100% black African. And I'm not asking no damn permission. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. You got to understand this. This is not a negotiation. I'm telling them what I'm going to do. And I don't give a damn what they think. Personally. That don't mean I hate anybody. No, not at all. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with enough is enough. And we ain't got time for no more bullshit. I'm sorry. I hate to curse and I'm sorry. Excuse me, but we don't have time. Okay? So we're going to take this and I'm going to give you everything I know. And again, I'm not doing this to get nothing from you. Yeah, I'm going to make some money on my book. But I'm not writing my book to get nothing from you. That book costs money to be made, and I'm not paying for it. Everybody going to pay for it, because everybody going to benefit from the information. But I don't need that money to make my money. Everything I'm telling you is what I'm doing. I'm invested in the stock market. I'm using the law of attraction to build my wealth. I have a business in graphic design and things that I do. I'm a photographer and I do these things. I have so many different avenues of making money. I don't need nobody to give me 10%. I don't need that. Eh? And again, I use money and love people. So it's very simple for me. And how much can one human being use in a lifetime? How many things do you need in one lifetime that you can use? If you got things you're hoarding that you're not using, that's not balance. You got to look at that. You got to check yourself. Because if you're using things to make your life joyful, you're in trouble. See, you got to be joyful because of life, not because of the things in your life. You have got to reap and fuel your joy from life in and of itself alone. The fact that you are a microcosmic perfect being having a human experience, that's the joy. Getting better, that's the joy. Helping others, making your whole environment better, that's the joy. Knowing you can think money and it appears in your life, that empowers my joy. Knowing my purpose for this existence, that empowers my joy. Knowing that I'm doing the best I can and it's working, that is my joy. That's what powers and fuels my joy and makes me sleep good at night like a baby. Knowing I'm taking care of my mama and she's confused, scared, and terrified of everything, and I know that I'm bringing her security, peace, and joy, that fuels my happiness. I'm mending my relationship with my brothers. I happen to have brothers in this life. I have some nieces and don't have brothers or sisters, but they have other family members that they're working with and getting better through and helping. That fuels my joy. See? So my joy and my happiness comes from listening to Anita Baker and allowing my emotions to flow, and I have a healthy understanding and awareness of feeling emotions is something that the microcosmic spiritual being cannot do unless it's in this physical form. That fuels my joy. So when I listen to music, it is so much richer because I know I can only hear music when I'm on this plane. It's a deep sense of awareness that Eckhart Tolle is talking about in The Power of Now. Watch Eckhart Tolle's YouTubes. This is what he's trying to tell you. Because when you're doing that, you're not thinking, you're living truth. See? And when you live and you get your living right, your happiness and your joy is going to flow. All of the reactive engrams and all of these stupid, nonsensical things that you will laugh at. Once you become free, you're going to look back at these things and you're going to laugh at yourself and say, I can't believe that I actually did those stupid things. And I see how stupid they are now. That should fuel your joy. The awareness that you were making mistakes and what freedom really is. To be clear about that. To have your essence and your emotional clear. Free from guilt, anxiety, doubt, and fear. Clears you up. Frees you up. So you can get waves of joy and freedom and now things smell better. Things sound better. Things taste better. Speaking into it, I need a mint in my mouth. Mouth getting dry from all this talking. But see, just peeling this mint open and tasting it, it tastes better because I'm 100% tasting this mint, Riccolo. Okay? This is what I want you to experience. I want you to know joy and happiness. And when you have knowledge and wisdom, this is what you're going to be able to experience. I don't care what other people think about me. The only entity that I care what thinks about me is self. The God that is within me. And that I am building a structure of righteousness and goodness, and that my boundaries are clear. And I have no desire to go out and try to find happiness somewhere else. Because my happiness is here within. I'm happy with what I've accomplished so far. I'm very happy, very pleased with my person. My flesh vehicle has been very compliant, although it took me 45 years. And I'm not done yet. But what I've accomplished so far, I'm very happy and very proud of the work that I have accomplished and achieved so far. And I bask in that. And I just lay back and just be flooded by the accomplishments. And I'm happy in that. And that's what I want for you. Okay? I got a couple more minutes, 7 more minutes. It's 2 hours. It's been a long one. But, so this is the end of the anatomy of existence and the power of belief. The next movies is going to be heavy law of attraction, wealth building tactics, and a fixation on stock investing and all the getting your estate planning, get all of your estate planning legal documentations in order. And I'm going to walk you through that as I go through it. Because nobody's talking to black people about this stuff. See? And we should be talking about this and explaining this to our children, that this is what they must do to have their affairs in order. Remember, I'm all about order, okay? And we have to train our kids and let them see us deal with this. Okay, so you have to have your estate planning. That's what it is. That's the overall topic. It's called estate planning. You have your living will, your medical proxy. You have your revocable trust. You have your and there's three or four other ones, and I'll explain it to you as we go over them. I have all those documents here. Then we have the investment. Then you have your the investment component is going to cover 401k, brokerage IRAs, Roth IRAs, stock investing, the difference between being an investor, long-term investor, and being a day trader or a stock trader. Those are two totally different types of investing. And then you have to have your due diligence and your your financial research that you do on the different stocks. And VectorVest is going to come in with that. Plus, I'm going to teach you what I've learned through VectorVest and have applied and developed my own little mini system that works. And I break a few rules because new things are happening that VectorVest never experienced before, like Tesla and Amazon. These are stocks that they're on a whole nother level, but there's no stock in the market like Tesla. It is a truly new, something that people have never ever seen before, and it is a mind-boggling, complex system of industries that Elon Musk is disrupting and creating and disrupting the old ones in the process of it. He's not really paying much attention to the old ones, only in the sense that he wants to get them off of fossil fuels. So in that sense, he's looking at what they're doing wrong and doing better, doing something better, something more innovative, something more avant-garde, something more next level. Okay? So we're going to focus on stocks and how to pick stocks and how to look at the financial structure of an organization and the leadership and the debt level and the debt to profit ratios. They call it profit to earnings, a debt to earnings ratio, and then the market and the direction that they're going in, and looking at the social structure and what's going on and the trends that are going on, socio-political trends, and how they impact the stock. So that's how deeply I do my due diligence and my analysis when I look at stocks. So we're going to cover all that. We're going to cover what it's like to incorporate and the benefits, the tax benefits of being incorporated as a business. Okay, we're going to talk about that because I've done that already. I got in and out of things, incorporations and whatnot. And the IRS and paying taxes and the importance of paying your taxes and the impact that taxes will have on your community, both on a federal, state, and local level. Okay? You see, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be covered, and I've done all of that stuff already. Okay, so I can talk about that with confidence, and I'm not asking any permission to talk about that. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, now, so when we cover all of those bases, then I'm going to morph into, we're going to talk about the physical farm vehicle and the diet and the eating habits, okay, and the do's and don'ts based on you as an African person. There's certain dietary norms for you that don't apply to the mutates, the people who are mutated Africans. They can have more acid than you. We'll talk about all of that. We'll talk about the salt and how we got to get rid of the salt and the sugar. Get rid of those things. The starches and too much bread and all that stuff. African American diabetes. We got to get rid of that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the importance of, we've already talked about meditation, but we're going to go knee deep on that. I just scratched the surface on that because I just wanted you to understand the basic thing is you got to be comfortable with just being here in a quiet room with no sound and being comfortable being in your skin, and the awareness that comes with realizing that you're God having a human experience. See, that's got to be the base of everything in this existence, that you are an infinite God, micro expression of God that can never die. That's got to be the where you start from, and everything else is built on top of that. So you can't die. Everything you build on top of that. Wow. I mean, just common sense. This is not rocket science, folks. This is just basic common sense. Okay. And that's what we're going to cover from now on. Again, law of attraction, anatomy of existence, power of belief. Now we know the power of belief. We know the structure that you're born into. We know who you are, what you are, and why you are, and how to get things done through law of attraction. How to clean yourself up with Dynetics. Understanding how you need to focus on not the flesh form, but just know what it is. But again, Professor Kaba, Jeffries, all these guys, and law of attraction, PTSD systems, get throwing out the Bible with Jeremiah Kamara and Professor Kaba with spirituality before religion. Okay, and then we got down over here, and we got also Batalora, Jacqueline Batalora. I'm going to have her over here at all times. Jacqueline Batalora right here. I'm going to have her here, right here, on my right shoulder, because she going to tell you about how jacked up the white folks are. All right. Okay, and from here on out, it's law of attraction. Okay, we're not going to really talk about Batalora. I'm not going to talk. I might occasionally make reference to the injustices that the white supremacy system is still perpetuating and trying to keep going, which is dying anyway. There's nothing they can do to stop that. But I have to make reference to that in relation to what we're doing now and why we're doing what we're doing. So that's the only reference I'll make to that. Other than that, we're good. We're gonna go into it's a big time. We're getting into the living. We're getting into the time-space continuum and how to get the best ride you can get as a micro God having a human experience. To know truth, you gotta live truth. Okay? To know truth, you're going to have to live this truth. And how you live is going to make all the difference in the world based on what you know. Okay? Knowledge is power, and ignorance is death. That's what we're going to be the new thing. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is death. Okay, family? One love, and I'll see you in the first movie in the third lecture series, okay, which is going to focus on the law of attraction. One love, family.